We're in state number 26, Minnesota.
I don't think we're supposed to be here.
We totally got busted. St. Paul is the best place to get a hitman.
We're Stephen and Andy, caffeinated travel couple on a mission to see all 50 states. Join us on our epic road trip to see the U.S. in our camper van Ace.
Let's go!
We're in Minnehaha Regional Park to start our day with some greens and blues.
This park is home to Minnehaha Falls, a gorgeous urban waterfall just above the Mississippi River.
I wonder what's up with all these flowers in here. There was an event or something?
Yeah. I also wonder what that plastic cup is down there on the edge of the falls.
Leave it to people to litter, always. So you may have noticed that so many of the region's names start with Minnie. We got Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnehaha Falls. The word Minnie, or Minnie, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. It's the Dakota word for water. Since Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, not to mention the Minnesota River and the Mississippi River, it's very appropriate that so much of the region is named for the water. Minneapolis, for instance, is Mni, or water, from the Dakota language, plus Apolis or Polis, which is Greek for a city. So it is literally the city of waters. Almost didn't make it. All right, all that urban hiking, it's pretty exhausting, so we needed a coffee break. We're here at Vitality Coffee, taking a little bit of a caffeine break before we explore downtown Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And speaking of coffee, we want to thank today's coffee sponsors.
Yes, Jerry and Greg McKay are a couple of my close friends from LA that I've played a lot of gigs with in something called World Tour Band. They could attest firsthand to how much I love coffee.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys, thank you. This buzz is for you.
You probably already know that Minneapolis is the home of Prince. But did you know it's also the home of Nerf balls? Speaking of the former,
We're at First Avenue, the famous nightclub. If we could go inside, you would probably recognize it from scenes from Purple Rain, a movie we've seen once or twice or maybe 50 times.
We kind of just let ourselves in, but I don't think we're supposed to be here.
all right, let's see if we get into trouble.
We're looking around anyway because, hello.
That's the stage, he performed here.
We totally got busted going in there.
In the best way.
In the best way possible, because it was by one of the production supervisors, and immediately we were like, oh, sorry, we'll let ourselves out. And he was like, no, come on in, I'll give you a tour. And we just got this amazing tour of the entire club and venue, the green room area, the smaller club off to the side. It was so cool.
It was amazing.
Told us about some of his stories working there and the people he's met. I mean, man, sometimes you just don't want to break the rules and wander in where you probably shouldn't be, but sometimes it's actually worth it to take that chance, and this was definitely one of those times. Thank you so much, Brian. We really appreciate you showing us around.
Thank you.
People here are so friendly. Not only Brian at the club, who was totally cool with us, just letting ourselves in and went so far as to give us a tour of the whole place, but also when we were downtown, we stopped at the Mary Tyler Moore statue, and a gentleman came over and asked if we needed help finding our way around town. He could tell right away that we were tourists, of course, but he was someone who had like an official city type of uniform on, so we felt like it was safe and like a legitimate offer for help and not someone trying to scam us or anything, because you do have to be careful of that when you're traveling. But this guy, he was sincere. And then just now, we parked outside of the Midtown Global Market, and we couldn't figure out how to pay for the parking here. We knew we had to pay, but we couldn't find the pay station anywhere. Turns out it was across the street, and we were told that by a gentleman who saw us standing there trying to figure out how to pay for parking. People here, they just notice if you need a hand, if you look a little confused, and they just jump in with the help right away. It is so nice.
This used to be a Sears retail store. Now it's an international market with shops and food stalls from all over the world.
Seems like a lot of it's closed. I hope we're getting lunch after all.
Just our luck.
Indigenous Food Lab, which I am very excited about. I got my t-shirt! But we're not eating here today because we have reservations tonight at a restaurant called Owamni.
Both the Indigenous Food Lab and Owamni were created by Chef Sean Sherman, aka the sous chef.
Utilizing ingredients from the region, Chef Sherman creates amazing dishes that are world-renowned. He's won a James Beard Award. We get to try that tonight at his restaurant in downtown Minneapolis, and that's the only reason we're skipping the Indigenous Food Lab right now.
We're gonna go for a Moroccan tagine for now. We're having veggie tagine and, of course, mint iced tea.
The flavor is so amazing. As you can see, we've already eaten most of it, except for the rice, which is also very good. There's just so much flavor in each of the vegetables that they had around it that we dug right into those. This feels like the perfect detox after practically a week straight of fried cheese. Despite several of the booths being closed, we actually found a really great assortment of places to choose from. We just figured out why some of the booths here are closed. I am so relieved. I was really hoping it wasn't a bad sign for this market. Turns out they're all at the State Fair. So I'm just stoked that we found some great options still for ourselves to eat here. And as you can see, there's so much more. So if you make your way down here, this is a great place to get a meal. Now, we're going back to the downtown area to do a river walk for the afternoon.
But first, a quick sidebar because we couldn't resist a stop at the city's best indie record shop. Minnesota, but we know it's Minnesota.
And by the way, that's 5 days before you die.
Okay, now we're gonna take that river walk that we talked about. We found this self-guided tour on Viator, which we're gonna link to below. It starts right here at Open Book, so let's go see where it takes us.
We're learning some really fun facts about the city as we make our way up the hill for review. One thing that we just discovered on this audio tour is that back in 1936, Fortune magazine named St. Paul, Minneapolis's twin city, as the best place to get a hitman. I guess that had something to do with the mafia back then. Anyhow, I'm not sure that stands today, but if you're looking for one, that might be the place to try.
I'm wondering if they made those things sort of as an artistic and functional thing, or if they're
Probably.
strictly functional.
They look like the kind of thing that Dr. Frankenstein would use to animate his monster.
It's very Abby normal.
Okay, this tour is so cool. I don't want to give it all away, but behind me is a flour mill. And there was a massive explosion here because it turns out that flour dust is way more volatile than gunpowder. Who knew? If you're liking this tour of Minneapolis so far, do us a favor and hit that like button.
And the subscribe button.
Heck yeah. They're free and they help out the channel a lot more than you know.
And this is just state 26 in our mission to see all 50 states.
And BC and Puerto Rico.
That's right. So when you're done with this video, be sure to go back and catch up on our journey so far and check in every week and follow us on our journeys.
And hopefully we'll help you find some cool places that you want to visit yourself. I am so excited about our dinner plans for tonight. I have wanted to try this restaurant since I first heard about it online. I don't even remember how long ago that was, but soon as I knew we were coming to Minneapolis, this is one of the first things I looked up. When I ask you what foods come to mind when I say American food, maybe mac and cheese, barbecue, burgers, bagels are pretty American, right? Here in Minneapolis, there's a chef who is redefining what American food is. Chef Sean Sherman, the sous chef, focuses on, I'm gonna quote the website here, the revitalization and awareness of indigenous food systems in a modern culinary context. That's a mouthful, but I definitely could not have said it better. We saw the sous chef's indigenous food lab earlier today when we were at the Midtown Global Market. We didn't get lunch there because we have reservations now at his downtown restaurant, Owamni.
Notice the mini at the end of that?
So excited about heading in for our meal that we forgot to say thank you so much for watching, you guys.
See you
We'll see you next time.